Hey guys, how's it going? It is Eve, and today we're going to be talking about skill point trading. So, the information that you are about to hear, because I can't actually show you too much stuff, there's actually only about one picture I can show you from the entire dev blog that I can actually show, but I apologize for that, but there's not too much I could do at this time because there's not too much information out on Singularity. Anyway, the skill point trading is due to come out in February, on the February release. So let's get right into it. So now that we want to buy your skill points, how do you add your skill points? So in order to add skill points to your character without training the skill, you will need to go to the market and buy yourself a skill injector. These are bought from the market for ISK. The market is player driven, so the prices can range remarkably. Then once you have your skill injector, you have to activate it. Then you will be granted the skill points that you bought. The skill points will be added to your kind of skill list or skill tree to say. When you open up your skill, actually, if I can show you actually. So when you go to your character sheet here, and you go down to your skill, this is your skill list here. You get your unallotted skill points up here. These are the ones I got actually from mass testing, so they aren't anywhere close. But anyway, they serve the same purpose. This is where your skill points will go when you buy your skill injector and you activate it. The skill points can be spent however you want, but they have to, when you apply them to a skill, they have to follow normal skill progression. So that means you can't be a new character and think you can train Titan level 5, for example, right off the bat. No, you'd have to go through every single prerequisite for Titan 5, for Titan, the Titan skill, before you can actually train your Titan skill. So that's how it works. You have to get the prerequisites for the skill that you want to add your normal skill points for. So once you have your skills in your unallotted skill point bank, the skill points can be spent however you would like. So that means you could put them into your Titan skill, you can put it into mining, it really doesn't matter. The only restriction when it comes to that is that you cannot go into destroyers if you don't have the prerequisites for the destroyer skill. So I believe it's frigate level 3. If you don't have frigate level 3, you cannot train the destroyer skill. Same thing goes, just normal training, just this time instead of actually waiting for the skill to train, you can automatically pretty much finish the skill by just adding your skill points. So the injectors, they gave a different amount of skill points depending on how much skill points your character has. So this was a bit confusing for me to wrap my head around. If it is unclear, the link to the devlog will be in the video description if you guys want to check it out. So if your character has less than 5 million skill points, the injector will give you 500,000 skill points. If you have 5 million to 50 million skill points for your character, the injector will give you 400,000 per injector. Skill points per injector. If you have anywhere from 50 to 80 million skill points on your character, you will only get 300,000 per injector. And if you have more than 80 million, you will only get 150,000 per injector. So this is mainly, from what I've been seeing, it's mainly focused on lower or newer players so that they can get into ships and stuff like that faster and they could become more of a use. Because let's face it, we've all been there when we start a new character that in order to get something and progress in EVE, it takes a very long time just to get the skills you need at the start. Anyway, so now that leaves us pretty much to my last sticky note here, and the conclusion of the dev blog. But how do you sell the skill points? If you can buy them, then how can you sell them? Because all skill points that you buy are actually taken from another player that put them up for sale. So in order to sell your skill points, according to the devlog, you will need your character at the time will have to have more than 5 million skill points. You will then need to go to the New Eden store and buy yourself a skill extractor. It comes from the New Eden store, and the extractor can be sold on the market for ISK should you want to sell it for ISK. So then you just simply activate it, and then a brand new window pops up showing all your list of skills. Then you pick the skills you want to take your skill points from, and then you just hit OK. And so once you hit OK, your extractor will be used up and will be turned into an injector, which then you could sell for on the market to other players, trade it, auction it, so on, whatever. So that's basically all that I have from the dev blog I was able to pull from. Just want to stress on the fact that all skill points that are up for sale were taken from other players, that other players sacrificed their skill points so that you could fly your Omen, for example. So that is pretty much it for this video. I do apologize if it was a bit confusing. The devlog for me was a bit confusing at first. It took me a few times to read it through before I actually got exactly what was going on and to make the video. If you guys want to check out more on the skill point trading, the link to the devlog will be down in the video description. That's it for this video, guys. Fly dangerous. Peace.